Hi friend, Jill Jackson here. We're joined by my favorite flower, the sunflower. Every week I go to the Flower Mart here in Los Angeles and I spend $10 and I get an entire jar full of those sunflowers. They're beautiful, they bring me tons of joy, they're colorful, and they're cheap. And that matters. Anyway, so we have a visitor, and there she is. I want to talk to you today about something that's really changed how I look at everything in my work life, in my workflow, in my life, and that is the 80-20 rule. And the gist of the 80-20 rule, which is actually a business or a money concept, is 80% of what you get is attributed to 20% of your input or 20% of your action. And so what does that mean? Well, it means that if you take all of the things that you do in a school day, and this can be attributed to your life or to your classroom or to your money or your investments, to really anything, it's a general concept. But if you take all of the things that you do in a school day, and you look at what you get at the end of the day, so like what the kids are able to do based upon all of the teaching that you did during the school day, only about 20%, and sometimes it's 10%, of what you did in the school day is attributing or contributing to what they're able to do at the end of the day. So what does this mean? It means that we are spending a lot of time on things that don't really matter or they don't really have impact. And so this 80-20 rule, I think, is crucial to saving time. It's crucial to saving your sanity. It's crucial in lesson planning, in behavior management, in teaming, in professional development, and all the things that we do in the life of a teacher. Because we have to identify, what am I doing just because it's what I think I should do, and what is really attributing to the output in terms of what my kids are able to do at the end of the day. So what I encourage you to do is start to think about, hey, I do a 20-minute morning routine. Elementary teachers, you can relate to this. Does all of that 20-minute morning routine mean that the kids are learning more stuff, or have it's just always been the way that I've done it? You've got to ask yourself the question. Sometimes teachers will say, well, I have my kids take notes on everything. Well, I might ask myself, is all of that note-taking contributing to deep content mastery for my kids? Or would it be enough to just give them a short little, here are 3 key words I want you to remember from this 30-minute lecture in middle or high school, right? So my goal is to constantly be looking for, not where can I cut corners, but where can I simplify, and what am I doing that's getting the biggest results? For many of the folks that I work with, and certainly this was true in my own classroom, when I would directly instruct kids and make sure that I was giving them tons of feedback, that's when they grew. That's when they really blossomed. That's when they really mastered skills. When I went back and I repeated things that I really, really wanted them to master, that's when they got it. That repetition is when they really got to the point where they were like, I have mastered this skill, and under any circumstance they could do it. In lesson planning, I wasn't looking for the best idea. I was realizing that when I linked a very simple lesson for today to what we did yesterday, and then I was going to link it at the end of the lesson to what we're going to do tomorrow, that very simple lesson setup meant that kids mastered the content so much more quickly and so much more succinctly. So we're not looking at cutting corners. We're really not even looking at just saving time. What we're looking at is, what can you do and what can you provide for kids that is attributing or that is contributing to the biggest output? And then that helps you determine, what am I doing that's fluff, that's part of the stuff I do all day long that doesn't contribute to them mastering my content, and it really helps you prioritize. And I believe that the most successful teachers that I work with, and I know when I was working in my most successful state as a teacher, I was teaching things in a way that kids were really mastering. To me, that's what it's all about. When I was really in my flow and I was in the best state for teaching, it was simplicity, and I cut away the junk. And so that's what the 80-20 rule will help you do. So tomorrow, as you're lesson planning, or you're driving to school and you're thinking, about your entire school day, or maybe you teach in middle school and high school, and you teach about all the kids, the hundreds of kids that are coming through your classroom. Think about it in terms of, what can I do today that has direct, powerful impact on students mastering what I have learned, or I want them to learn, what I want them to learn. And then what can I cut away? So it's acknowledging first that I may be doing things that aren't contributing to mastery, and then planning to cut them away or do them less so that you can spend more time on the things that are really getting the results that you want. Because my experience is the amount of time that we're teaching doesn't necessarily equal more mastery, because we can engage in things that don't lead to mastery because they're not fitting into that 20% that has the biggest impact. So it's not just about how many instructional minutes, it's what you're doing during those instructional minutes that helps you become a much, much more powerful and efficient teacher. So this 80-20 rule is kind of our mindset as we move forward. How do I make sure that I'm spending the time on the things that actually get kids to where I need them to be? Simple concept, but massive, massive impact when we fully embrace it. So I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.